Hello all, it is your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka Diamond. Today I am here for another one of my missing mystery videos. Tonight's video is going to be about a young lady named Caitlin Winchester, who seemingly vanished and disappeared from Atlanta. Um, Actually, on the first day of school, so we're going to be talking about her tonight. You can probably see her in the background there for a moment. That's what she looked like when she went to school that day. So um, I'll show you all that little clip later. Right now, we are going to discuss basically the overview of the situation with Caitlin. Caitlin is a 14-year-old girl. She's 5 feet 5 inches tall. She's of mixed race. I said she was mixed or light skinned, but after I researched some other things, she is mixed. I was very led. I actually heard about her story and I started working on some other stuff, and she just popped back up in my mind today. So I said, I'm going to research this, I'm going to look at this, I'm going to work on it and see what I can come up with. I guess I was just kind of drawn to her just because the simple facts, like I said, she is mixed race, and I actually have a little cousin, named Caitlin, who is mixed race also, and I just kind of felt like, well, let me see what I can do. This could be my cousin Caitlin. Like, she's not my cousin, but I'm just saying I have a mixed cousin who's named Caitlin, and so because of that, it just kind of drew me to her and this situation. So I really wanted to see what was going on. Like I said, she's a 14-year-old girl. She's 5 foot 5 inches tall. She is a mixed girl, so she is lighter skin. She looks very lighter skin complected, or like a mixed race biracial person. At the time that she went missing, she had long braids in her hair. Her hair is actually very long and kind of curly and stuff too, just because of the simple fact she's mixed. So she actually have a good head of hair on her. But at the time that she went missing, she had long braids in her head, as you can probably see in the picture that's in the background of her. The news report, the only thing that I've seen about this is a news report, which it aired on Wednesday, which was August 11th, 2001. And at that time, she had been missing for 4 days already at that time. She was from that date of August 11th when I seen the aired news broadcast about this situation. The last time that she had been seen, which was a Thursday, which was August the 5th, 2001. So this was the first day of school in Atlanta. I was like, I didn't really quite understand why they were starting school in the middle of the week, but yeah, their first day of school was on Thursday, and it was on August 5th, 2001. So she was seen arriving at school, which is the video clip of what you see here in that the news have. I guess they did a little video or something with her going to school. It was her first year of high school. She's a ninth grader. She's 14 years old, so it was her first year in high school, at a new school, in high school and everything like that. As of today, she has been missing for a total of 10 days now. As of August 14, 2001, she has now been missing for 14 days. I'm sorry, for 10 days. I apologize. Today is August the 14th. She has been missing for 10 days. The last time she was seen, like I said, which was a Thursday on August the 5th. On that day, she was wearing a black top, She also had on a brown and red, like plaid type of skirt. And she has long braids in her head, which I already explained that to you. Like I said, she was seen arriving to school. She was seen throughout the day at school. She was actually seen leaving school, which they also have like a video clip of or picture clip of, I guess, from the surveillance at school. So she was seen arriving to school. She was seen during the day at school. She was seen leaving the school. However, she rode a school bus. She was supposed to ride the school bus home. She did not get on her bus after school. Um, um, However, there were reports that she was possibly spotted walking somewhere near Northside Parkway and Mount Perrin Road. I don't know if that's somewhere kind of nearby where her school is or something, but she is said to have been possibly, not guaranteed, but possibly spotted walking near North Side Parkway and Mount Perrin Road in Atlanta. Okay, so basically that's the brief overview. I did have some different kind of outlooks on the situation. It's very suspicious. This was her first day of school at high school. She was just starting the ninth grade. It was back to school anyway. So not only was it the first day of school, but this was a new school. She was starting the ninth grade, and so this happened on that day. She just vanished and went missing after school. There's a news clip that on the news clip that I seen with her mother. What stood out to me, the mother and the father both was sitting there. The mother's name is Angela Winchester. She is a Caucasian woman. What I noticed first about the parents, the mother was the only one talking, and it felt like, to me, I got this overwhelming energy about the father, which I'm going to tell you about. But it felt like to me that she was basically made to do all the talking. So she appeared to be very talkative, kind of bubbly, very upfront and open with answering the questions that the news reporters had in reference to her daughter. And that's the way that she came off. But from how she looked, her positioning of sitting, I could actually feel, if you could feel tension through a device, I could feel it. And there was tension in between them. The father, look, let me tell you, there is something, I felt something strange about the father just looking at him off top. Now, the father, his name is Roger Winchester. He's I put other race, but he's not black. He's not African American. He has a little tan to his skin. He looked like he may be he's of some other type of race, but he's not Caucasian. He is not African American. I already told you that Caitlin is mixed, so he looks like I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong race or something, but he looked like maybe he could have some type of Iranian descent or I don't know. It's something else. Something but he kind of looks more like a lot of like the Iranian type of guys I've seen before. I'm not really sure on his race, but I do know that he's not Caucasian, he's not African American, he isn't of any other familiar race. Like, he's not Latino, he's not Asian, he's not any of the regular races that we hear or speak of all the time. He's something else. And as a result of that, the daughter is mixed. Okay. The side note that I wrote about him, this man he looks so mean, y'all, is what I felt. When I first seen him, I said, he is mean. He looked mean. He looks like he's abusive. In a way, he has these gazed out, wondering type of eyes that I noticed. He has this kind of blank stare in his eyes. I could tell that like his face is kind of is tensed up, and I can tell he has a temper. He looked like he was mad as hell and pissed off in that interview. And what struck me so oddly is that I know that he forced his wife to do all the talking. He literally sat there like he had nothing to say. But he looked pissed off. I could tell he has a temper. His jaws were tightened, and I can tell where his lips were, where the jaws were tightened and the lips were poked out, puckered up. I could tell he was gritting his teeth. Um, through the jaw area and the mouth area, I could tell that he was gritting his teeth. Um, he looks like he was mad. He looks like he's very strict looking. He refused to speak. He didn't say anything about his daughter. We missed her. We want her to come home. If anybody's seen anything, know anything, we just want her back safely. We love our daughter. He didn't shed a tear. He didn't crack a grin, a smile. Like, he looked so mean. And he literally, I felt that tension from the moment that I seen him, and I noticed automatically that the wife, she was speaking clearly. She seemed very bubbly, but she was speaking in such a haste where I can tell that like she was made to do all the talking and she had better say things right, kind of thing. I felt like this woman could be battered woman. I literally feel that. And I'm going to go into some other things in the reading that I did. But that man, I from the moment that I seen him, I knew something was up with the father. Like his whole presence, the way he looked, the way he acted, the way he sat, the blank stare in his eyes, the mean, aggressive look. There was a lot of tension. I could totally tell that he has a temper, that he is controlling. And it's crazy, but I'm gonna get into that later. I just wanted to give you all this brief overview of what I noticed about the parents. Um, he made the mother, like I said, do all the talking, and she, like I said, she looked like a battered wife to me. Like if you ever seen a woman who has been abused or who is being controlled, when they're with their partner who treats them like that and they're around other people, if you notice, they have to act a certain type of way. They have to speak a certain type of way. They have to, they look a certain type of way, and they may come off from what they're saying or what they're doing a certain type of way, but you can literally still see the fear in their eyes. You can still clearly tell that something is not right, and they're uncomfortable and they're not being treated. I literally felt that in their situation. Okay? So, that was the brief overview about this situation overall. The FBI is involved in this situation. Of course, she's 14 years old. She disappeared right after school. She didn't get on the bus, so they have already called in the FBI on this situation, which I always tell you is very highly suspicious as to how fast. Other things are going on when you have the FBI that gets involved like right away in the situation. This girl has only been missing for 10 days. And in most situations, in most cases, especially when you're dealing with a little bit older of a teenager to someone older, they'll kind of brush it off for a while to make it seem like, oh, well, they were a runaway, or oh, they left on their own, or oh, they're just doing what they want to do. Oh, they'll come up with some type of excuse. Be very watchful. In situations when the FBI is brought in almost immediately, like right away. Because I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of crimes that take place on a daily basis, and the FBI don't jump on every situation, every case. that happens. So when you see this, the FBI show up right away, first of all, for the FBI to jump into any situation, somebody from higher up had to request them, have to uh, 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 call them, to give them orders, to tell them to intervene in this. Otherwise, it would be the local officials' case to handle, situation to deal with. This is the reason why you have local police forces, detectives, and agents, and so forth in every state, every city, and everything. So, like, that's something to pay attention to. When the FBI um, uh, gets involved right away. And it just makes you wonder, because I just did a video about Shatiria, who went missing from Texas. I do know she's 20 years old, and because she's older, and because she was probably seen as some sex worker because she was a stripper, and everything else around that situation or whatever. They're not putting forth the effort to really look for her and things, but there are other things that are tied into that, and they know that girl's a sacrifice. But if you notice, the FBI is not involved in that situation, and she's been gone for 2 weeks now. Not to mention, the local police officer, the local government there are doing little to nothing, really nothing at all about that situation. So like I said, guys, when these situations come up and the FBI jumps in automatically, because you have to know, once the FBI intervene and step in, they literally come in and take over the whole case, which most local police officers, police chiefs, and different things, they don't really like that. So, they kind of like to handle things on their own, and when other people come in and things, it's almost like, you stepping on their toes or making it seem like they're incompetent and can't do their job. So, I'm just letting you know some other things behind the scenes are going on when FBI is involved almost immediately. Okay? That's the brief overview. This is quite a long reading. So I'm just going to get into it, and hold on just a minute, guys. I'm just going to get straight into the reading, because this is actually quite a long reading. I actually provided more information than I normally do in a lot of my readings. I could go more in depth with my readings, but I mean, I am doing these readings for free. I get no compensation at all, nor do I ask for any, really. Like, if you like to donate to the channel, you can, but I don't ask for anything. So like, this reading is like really long or whatever, so like, it takes a lot of time, energy, effort, research, and everything. I have to be in the right space, in the right mind frame, to call upon my spirit guides, my guardian angels, the Most High, to give me clear and accurate information for these readings. So anyway, with that being said, I put a lot more time and effort into this reading to get more accurate, clear answers, especially with me getting those feelings like right away from the moment that I seen the parents. I knew something else was going on. This was this girl's first day of high school. It was just crazy. So we're going to jump right into this reading. If I didn't already say, I usually like to come on and, make everybody feel welcome. So I do hope that everyone is doing well and feeling well on today. We'll talk more about that later, but I hope everyone is doing well. So, like I said, this reading is for Caitlin Winchester. You see, it's very lengthy here. So we're gonna get into it. I did ask Spirit off top, did something happen to Caitlin Winchester while she was at school? I got a clear answer from Spirit of no on that, okay? So nothing in particular happened to Caitlin while she was at school. It was a regular day. She was clearly seen showing up to school. She was clearly seen throughout the day at school, and she was clearly seen after school ended, leaving school. And actually, the last time that she was seen was on 4 p.m. that day. So I guess they didn't get, since it's high school, they didn't get out of school till around 4 p.m. That was the last time that Caitlin was seen. But nothing in particular happened at the school. There wasn't some kind of misunderstanding or disagreement or fight with someone. Nothing happened to her at this school is what I'm trying to get across to you, okay? I asked Spirit, did something or someone prevent Caitlin from getting on her school bus? I got a clear answer of yes from Spirit. This lets me know that there was either some type of distraction or some type of delay that took place. This did occur while she was at the school. I don't know if she was just, if the buses took off and left before she can get out there to them, if she was delayed on timing. It's being the first day. This is a huge school, not knowing exactly where to go and things like that. I think it was more so a situation like that. Not being at the right place at the right time when school let out, and thus the buses took off. So that is what I feel around something, or someone. I don't know if she got held up. There's a lot of students in a high school. So when the bell rings and the school is out, you got all of these hundreds of students in the hallways at the same time, stopping, talking, lollygagging, stopping at lockers, doing this, doing that, and everybody's everywhere. It's a brand new school for her. She may not have known exactly where to go, because once you see the video clip, I believe, like most people do with their kids, they bring them to school on the first day, especially when they're starting at a new school. I always do that with my daughter. I don't know about everybody else, but most people try to take their kids to school, especially like on the first day and a new school and stuff like that. So I believe she was brought to school because it seems like she was with some family or some friends at the beginning of school when they were first coming in that was recording her, and they was like, oh, first day of school type of thing. So I believe she was brought to school that day. I actually don't think she rode the bus to school that morning, but she was seen getting to school. So I think, like I said, that there was some type of delay or distraction, or maybe it was just too crowded. She didn't know exactly where to go to get the bus, or, the bus didn't wait very long before they took off. She possibly didn't know the exact, because usually at the end of school, there's like a bus lineup. And it's usually probably like halfway middle of the year before you know exactly where your bus, even if you know your bus number. Most bus drivers, they get there at different times, and by half the school year, your bus, what time your bus driver gets there, and usually where they're parked, and by then you'll know exactly where to go for your bus. So at schools, there's like a bus lineup. Maybe I feel like she didn't know exactly where to go, or there was so much congestion. It was so crowded. People wasn't moving fast enough. She wasn't moving fast enough. She didn't think the bus was going to take off as soon as it did, which is what went on, what prevented her from getting to her bus. But I mean, she was 14 years old, so she clearly knew that she had a bus, that she was supposed to catch the bus home and all of that. But I believe with it being a new school and everything, her not knowing exactly where to go, it being so crowded and congested and everything, and just being delayed on time, the bus drivers probably didn't wait very long to make sure that everybody got to their bus. And I believe that's the situation that happened with that. I asked Spirit, did Caitlin miss the bus after school? So I got a clear answer of yes. And then I asked the why on that. And the why is what I just explained to you, that something or someone prevented Caitlin from getting to her school bus. So like I said, I feel like it was crowded. It was congested. She didn't know exactly where to go. She didn't know, there was a lineup of buses. Maybe by the time she got to where it was supposed to be, or she found out where it was supposed to be, the buses were gone. Okay? So at that point, she decided, she had to figure out another way to get home. So I asked Spirit, did Caitlin leave school walking? I got a clear answer of yes. Once she had realized that she had missed the bus, um, the only way that she had home was to walk. So she left school and proceeded to walk home. Okay. I asked Spirit, did a stranger stop to talk to Caitlin? I got a clear answer of yes. This was a stranger to her. She did not know this individual. I can tell you this was not, I specifically asked Spirit. I asked later, actually, in the reading, but this was not someone that she knew, that she was familiar with. This was a complete stranger, and this person specifically stopped to talk to her after she had left the school, after she started walking home. I asked Spirit, did the stranger offer Caitlin a ride? Whoever this stranger is not only stopped to talk to Caitlin, in the midst of that conversation, this stranger offered her a ride. Um, I feel like this person came off as nice and friendly and, someone who didn't appear to be aggressive or dangerous. Someone who came off as kind because she accepted this ride from this person. This stranger, seeing her walking, stopped to talk to her. She spoke briefly with this person. This stranger then offered them a ride, offered Caitlin a ride, and she accepted this ride from this stranger, I believe. If she did not willingly accept this ride, this person forcibly took her, but I believe since she was walking Front Street, that this person stopped and pulled up and played nice and kind and generous and, oh, though that's not that far away. You shouldn't be walking out here. I'm heading that way. I can give you a ride really quick, type of thing. And I believe she accepted this ride. It would be very risky to try to snatch. I mean, it has happened before, but it was very risky to snatch someone off the street in broad daylight on Main Street when there's a lot of traffic passing by. This is why I feel like that she willingly accepted this ride, maybe. I asked Spirit, did friends lure Caitlin away after school? I got a clear answer of no. So there were no friends of hers or no other students or anybody that she knew that lured her away from the school, that like purposely prevented her from getting on the bus or going with them somewhere or nothing like that. Spirit says her friends did not lure her away after school, okay? I asked Spirit, did Caitlin run away on her own? I got a clear answer from Spirit of no on that question. She did not run away. She fully intended to go home after school. Like I said, I believe that there was a misunderstanding, miscommunication, misjudgment of time, where to go, and this, that, and other when it came to the bus. But Spirit is telling me that she did not run away. So she is not a runaway. This is not some... I believe that if she had planned to run away that day, she probably wouldn't have stayed at school all day long. She probably would have dipped out, right after she got dropped off there if she had plans to run away. So she clearly did not have plans to run away, that the Spirit is telling me. I asked Spirit, was Caitlin afraid to go home for some reason? I got a mixed response on that. Like I tell you, I'm always honest. I have no reason to make up these answers. I have no reason to make up anything on anybody for that fact of a matter. I just give you clear messages, accurate messages that I get from Spirit. And I even question my own thoughts and my own feelings through Spirit to make sure that I am accurate with the things that I say. So I will be honest with you if I got a conflicting message. Um, I got yes at first, but then I got no. And when I get conflicting messages, I will ask the question again in a sequence of threes. Okay? Um, so basically, I ask the question, I get one answer. I'll ask it again, and I get another answer that's opposite from the first answer I got. Then I will proceed to clear, pause, meditate, and I ask the same question again in a sequence of threes. And the next three times I'll get the same answer. That's the answer that I'll stick with. So, in reference to was Caitlin afraid to go home? Um, because of certain things, I think that she was not afraid to go home that day. Let me just say this off top. She was not afraid to go home. She clearly had intentions to leave from school and go home like she was supposed to. Why? Because she has a very strict dad. He has a temper. He's very strict. He is very ruly in that kind of a way. And I believe that whatever, like she was afraid of him for those reasons, but she was not afraid to go home. So I just want to clarify that. Um, I asked Spirit, did Caitlin have a boyfriend? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, did her boyfriend go to school with her? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, did Caitlin leave with her boyfriend? I got a clear answer of no. Caitlin do have a boyfriend who goes to school with her. Um, I believe maybe they were boyfriend, girlfriend, or calling themselves liking each other from the previous school that they were at. But the boyfriend has nothing to do with her disappearing. She did not leave with the boyfriend, or or nothing like that. She's not anywhere, shacked up with the boyfriend, some kind of rendezvous type of thing with the boyfriend. He has nothing at all to do with the situation um, that has happened with her disappearance. I asked Spirit, was everything okay at home with Caitlin and her parents? And I got a clear answer of yes. So, although I can clearly feel that she lives in a strict household, there was nothing directly on that day that she disappeared and went missing that was going on. So severely that she would want to run away, or she wouldn't want to go home, or that she was afraid, or anything like that. So I got a clear answer of yes on that everything was okay. For all that you can get out of that answer, everything was okay as far as her going home, or with her and her parents, okay? I asked Spirit, does Caitlin's dad have anything to do with her disappearance? I got a clear answer of yes. Very unfortunate. I did get a clear answer of yes, and this is the reason why I gave you off top my feelings around the parents from the moment that I seen him. And I'm going to show you all this clip. When you see this man, something is off with him. I could feel it from the moment I seen him. Something is off with him. Something is not right with him. I could clearly tell that he's very strict, that he's very controlling, that he's abusive in a way. Um, um, I didn't really pinpoint the abuse, but abuse doesn't necessarily have to be physical abuse all the time, or there's different type of abuse. You've got physical abuse, you've got sexual abuse, but a person can be emotionally abusive to you. A person can be verbally abusive to you, type of thing. Um, And I really feel that with him. I didn't, you know, I can't say that, um, clearly I didn't go into, you know, you know, any sexual abuse with him, or uh, I kind of dabbled into some physical abuse later, but it's coming later in the reading for you to understand that. But the fact of the matter is, on this specific question that I asked Spirit, does Caitlin's dad have anything to do with her disappearance? I got a clear answer of yes. And I'm explaining this to you all like this because I have told you plenty of times that many people, whether you know it or not, are sellouts to these satanic powers that be. And, you know, many people make a mockery and make fun of the situation by saying, oh, you know, this person sold their soul and this, that, and the other. You can call it whatever you want to. What you need to understand that there are some very powerful, influential people high up in power, in government, in the shadows, and beyond that run rules and controls this world. And nobody that's nobody really succeed or make it in this world without selling out to these powers that be. So I guarantee you, I would bet my life upon it, whether you know it or not, there is someone even near you that is a sellout to these satanic powers that be. It could be somebody in your family. It could be somebody you call a friend. It could be a coworker. It could be a neighbor. It could be somebody at your church if you attend church. It could be somebody in your neighborhood, at your local stores that you visit, and different things. These sellouts are everywhere. And I'll have to do another, I've done plenty other videos going into depth of what this entails. But most people sell out predominantly for greed and materialism, so that they can succeed, so that they can progress in life, for better chances at greater positions, titles, roles, advancements, and different things like that. So people sell out for various different reasons. Secret societies are nothing new. There's very little that's secret about a lot of these secret societies. Maybe within it there's a lot of secrets, but as far as knowing that these secret societies exist, most people do, especially those of us whom are awake. So, and a lot of people, even some people who are in the know, that talks about people selling their soul or selling out to these satanic powers that be. Most people assume that for some reason it's only the celebrities and it's only the people who work in government. No, baby. There are people on every level. They have folks in their pockets who are sellouts, okay? There are street gang members who are sellouts. There are ex-cons who are sellouts. There are people who portray themselves to be upstanding and righteous and pillars of the community who are sellouts. There are people in these churches who are sellouts, just as well as people in government and people in power on various different levels. Okay, these big companies and all kinds of things, they are sellouts. Okay, so there's a vast amount of people who are sold out to these satanic powers that be, of course, on different levels, because there's levels to this thing, you know, and so not everybody's on the same level, but I'm telling you, it's real, okay, and these sellouts are everywhere. And I know a lot of people, you don't want to think so, but I'm telling you, it would come as a great shock or a surprise to you to find out. And you can start right from home, because I guarantee you, everybody has a family. And I guarantee you somebody within your family is a sellout to these powers that be. I can almost guarantee it. Nevertheless, like I said, Caitlin's dad has something to do with the disappearance of Caitlin, okay? He is very much aware of what has taken place. I believe that rather him being involved in the planning and the setup of it all, or just going along with her coming up missing, the disappearance, the father has something to do with her disappearance in some way, somehow, some shape, form, or fashion. It's a clear, direct message that I got from Spirit. I have no reason at all to make it up. I asked Spirit, do the parents of Caitlin know anything about her disappearance that they are hiding? So I'm asking about both of the parents here. I asked Spirit, does Caitlin's parents know anything about her disappearance that they are hiding? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, does anyone at the school know what happened to Caitlin? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit who. I got a clear answer of a teacher. I asked Spirit what teacher. I got a clear answer of science. So what this means is there is a science teacher who knows what happened to Caitlin. So I wanted to know why. I wanted to know, did this science teacher see something, know something? Did this science teacher actually do something to Caitlin? Did this science teacher know her parents, or in close with her, maybe her father or something, or her parents in some kind of way? What I got from spirits is this science teacher seen who Caitlin left with. There's a science teacher at that school. I don't know if this is her teacher. I don't know if this is just a science teacher in general. I clearly know that this science teacher didn't see this at the school, because I already know that Caitlin was disappeared after she left the school. So I don't know if this teacher had left for the day themselves and was driving and happened to see, Caitlin, and see her getting a vehicle with somebody, which is more so what I think. But Spirit let me know that there is a teacher from that school that she went to, and I'm sorry, I forgot to even mention it in the details, the overall details. She went to North Atlanta High School. Okay, this is Fulton County in Atlanta. The high school that she went to is called North Atlanta High School. Okay, I believe I told you she was a ninth grader. This was her first year at that high school. She's 14 years old. So there's a teacher that works at this North Atlanta High School. I believe this teacher probably had left for the day, maybe was driving down the street or leaving or something like that. And this teacher is a science teacher, though. And this science teacher seen who Caitlin left with. I also kind of got a feeling that maybe this science teacher knows the father, knows the parents somehow. Nevertheless, this teacher seen Caitlin that day and seen who Caitlin left with. But I don't believe this science teacher, I don't believe this teacher has come forward and told anybody that. Maybe because of the parents, maybe this teacher has. I'm not sure. But I felt a connection with this teacher and the parents some kind of way. So, like I said, maybe this teacher knows the parents, or I'm specifically picking up the father. Maybe knows the father, but maybe knows the parents anyway. But this teacher is a science teacher, and this teacher knows what happened to her, because this teacher seen who Caitlin left with, is what I got from Spirit. I asked Spirit, was Caitlin actually seen walking? Because on the news clip, they stated that Caitlin was possibly Seen walking near somewhere called Northside Parkway and Mount Perron Road. So I asked Spirit about it, and Spirit says no, that's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. So I'm not sure who the people were. Maybe somebody thought they seen her at the intersection of Northside Parkway and Mount Perron Road. But Spirit is telling me no, that is inaccurate. She was not seen there because she wasn't there. I asked Spirit, was Caitlin kidnapped? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, whom was Caitlin kidnapped by? I got a clear answer of stranger. I asked Spirit, was this stranger the same? I asked Spirit, was this stranger that kidnapped her the same stranger that stopped to speak to her and offered her the ride? And I got a clear answer of yes. This is the same stranger. So the same stranger that stopped to talk to her, the same stranger that offered to give her a ride, is the same stranger that kidnapped her. This is why I told you, for some reason, this person came off nice, sweet, innocent, like, non-violent, kind. I feel like soft-spoken, even. That her guard was let down. Maybe she lived quite a bit of a distance from the school, and she really needed that ride because she had missed the bus. And so that's why I feel like she accepted this ride from this person when they offered to give her a ride, because they came off so nice and kind, like, you know. But this is the same stranger. So the stranger that stopped to talk to her, the stranger that offered her the ride, is also the stranger that kidnapped her. This stranger is the reason that she disappeared. This stranger is the reason that she has not been seen again. Let me get something to drink, y'all. Hold on. Okay. I asked Spirit. I don't know. Y'all, like, when I got to that part, my throat got very freaking dry. I don't know. I don't know if at some point Caitlin started screaming or something. But my throat feels very dry. Like, I feel like I'm like dehydrated or something. I feel like she started screaming to the point where you know how you yell for so long, to the point where you kind of get hoarse or something, where your throat is just like almost dry, where it's like you almost can't get anything else out unless you get something to drink. I feel like that. So I don't, it's just all of a sudden. But anyway, okay. I asked Spirit, what is Caitlin's current condition? I asked Spirit, was she alive or was she dead? I got a clear answer from Spirit that she is still alive. Caitlin is alive. Okay? I asked Spirit, has Caitlin been a victim of human trafficking? Unfortunately, I got a clear answer of yes from Spirit. This is how I know it was a setup. This girl was a new student at a new school, which means that she was in a new area that she didn't normally go to school in, that she didn't normally be in. This is how I know it was a setup, okay? She was specifically targeted. This was set up, and she was specifically kidnapped for the purposes of trafficking her. That's what Spirit is telling me. I asked Spirit, is Caitlin still in Atlanta? Well, of course Caitlin is still in Atlanta. Why? Because Atlanta is one of the biggest hubs for sex trafficking. They literally had to take her nowhere else. Most people who are taken from the South are taken to Atlanta first, or trafficked to Atlanta before they go anywhere else, more often than not. So most of the time, so what I mean is, if you're a person who come up missing from, say, Texas, Arkansas, Memphis, Nashville, St. Louis, all of those places around there, you're liable to be trafficked to Atlanta. Atlanta is a main hub for sex trafficking, meaning one of many underground rings is right in Atlanta. Um, I asked Spirit, was Caitlyn set up? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, was Caitlyn sacrificed? I got a clear answer of yes. And let me explain sacrifice. I always want to explain sacrifice to you all every time I do these readings, because sacrifices are different. Most of the time when people hear sacrifice, they automatically assume blood sacrifice. Sacrifice does not always mean that a person is going to be killed. People set up, a lot of people who are sellouts, they set up and will sacrifice their own flesh and blood, their own family members, their own friends, those closest to them. But sacrifices come in many different ways. And these powers that be, these satanic powers that be, are so ruthless. When you are sold out to them, and they specifically come to you, and for you to get some type of advancement or promotion or success in something, they tell you. You don't necessarily choose. They tell you what sacrifice they want from you. And the sacrifices is different. If they want a blood sacrifice, meaning to kill, to set up a situation where a certain individual will die, that's your blood sacrifice. But there's a lot of sellouts out here who will set up, say, their own daughters or son, and sacrifice them to be kidnapped and trafficked, sex trafficked, and be used for those purposes. There's a lot of sellouts out here, and their children don't know that they're sellouts, and their parents will sell them out to these powers that be. See, once your parents are sellouts, and these powers that be come along and say want one of your kids, whether it be for a blood sacrifice to kill them or want them sexually in any way, you got to give them up. Because if you don't, because you are sold out to them, they will kill you. And we know when it comes down to that type of thing, most people are selfish. See, another reason why a lot of people sell out to these satanic powers that be, because most people have one main fear, and that is death. When somebody ultra rich and powerful has more than what you have, run, rule, and control everything, and you're sold out to them, and your life is dependent upon it, this is why a lot of people get involved with this stuff. But most people's main fear is death. If you are fearful of death, or you're so selfish and greedy that all you care about is materialism, these are some of the biggest prime candidates who sell out. Nevertheless, Caitlyn was set up. This was a setup. This means a setup means it was planned, it was organized, it was set up to go down on a specific day, at a specific time, in a specific area. And I know somebody will ask, well, how would anybody have known that she would have missed the bus that day? Well, 9 times out of 10, she may have called her parents and say, hey, I missed the bus. And maybe if they were at work or somewhere else or something and couldn't come and get her, they may have told her, well, you need to find a way to get home. get home, just go ahead and walk home. Call me when you get there. The plan is put in motion. Now somebody is aware, somebody knows that the plan has been switched up. She didn't get on the bus. But if it was planned to happen that day, it could have very easily happened when she got off her bus stop at home. We have known plenty of people who have come up missing right from their bus stop, whether to school or getting dropped off from school. Nevertheless, Caitlin Winchester was set up. This was planned, this was set up, this was orchestrated by someone. And she has been sold out as a sacrifice. And that's the reason why this setup took place. I asked Spirit, is Caitlin's father abusive to her and her mother? I got a clear answer of yes. When I got that answer, I just said, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I'm like, Most High, you know I knew it. I knew it. I literally felt this in him before I even did the reading. I could just read this all over him. Before I even did the reading, I could just tell. So, like I said, I don't always go, I don't go with just what I think and what I feel. I ask Spirit to make sure that I am correct. And if it's different than what I think or what I feel, Spirit will let me know. Trust. I got a clear answer of yes. That the father is abusive to not only Caitlin, but her mother as well. And like I told you all before, I didn't go into depth about what kind of abuse that is. That could be physical abuse, that could be emotional abuse, that could be verbal abuse. Abuse breaks off into a lot of different pieces. But what I got from Spirit clearly is that the father is abusive to Caitlin and her mother, Angela. I asked Spirit, does Caitlin's father have a temper? I got a clear answer from Spirit of yes. I asked Spirit, is Caitlin's father controlling? I got a clear answer of yes. These are all things that I told y'all from jump. I kid you not. I was able to read that about him before I even did the reading. I swear to you. I have no reason to lie. I asked Spirit, who took the picture of Caitlin supposedly leaving school? I kind of found it weird. I'm like, how was all of these videos and pictures and things, like when she first got to school, I understand. Because like I said, I believe that she was dropped off at school. This is a new school. This is her first day. You know, they wanted to make sure that she got there safely and was comfortable and blah, 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 like most people do with their kids. So I understood the beginning, that morning, that day when she got to school, because it was literally just like a little short clip video, like, you know, laughing, talking, playing, hey, it's the first day of school. First day of high school, and, you know, all this and that. And, you know, she was all smiles. Somebody else, sounded like maybe her mother or a friend or somebody, was taking the video. It was cool. What I did not understand is, on the clip, she was seen, for them to tell people that she was seen leaving out of the school, it's a shot of her from the back. I'm like, who in the hell was watching her so closely to know that was her and to take a picture of her from behind? So I asked Spirit about it. I said, who took the picture of Caitlin supposedly leaving out the school? And what I picked up is that came from the school surveillance. So as she was leaving school, this is how, I guess they went back to see, you know, was she at school? You know, she came to school that morning. She was at school all day. Where did she leave out at? When did she leave? Type of thing. That's where that came from. And that clarified that for me. And then I asked Spirit, was that really Caitlin that was in that picture leaving school? And I got a clear answer of yes from Spirit on that. I asked Spirit, was the setup, the sacrifice, the disappearance of Caitlin for her father, for some kind of job promotion, an advancement in income or money, and I got a clear answer of yes. This is why Caitlin Winchester, this is why it was set up. This is why, the father came up as being involved with her disappearance or being a part of this setup. Um, I believe he's a sellout to these satanic powers that be. Um, I'm not sure what's going on in his personal life, but Caitlin Winchester was sold out as a sacrifice. She was set up and she was sold out as a sacrifice, and that's the reason for her kidnapping and her disappearance. It's just as plain and simple as that. I asked Spirit, is the stranger Caitlin left with a adult? I got a clear answer of yes. I wanted to know that because I wanted to know, did she leave with somebody from school? Did she leave with, another student that had a car or something? So I asked Spirit, is the stranger that Caitlin left with an adult? I got a clear answer of yes. I then went on to ask, is the stranger Caitlin left with a student? I got a conflicting message about that. Like I told y'all, I'm very honest with you all. At first I got yes, but then I had to go back and clarify the first answer, because I'm like, if the stranger that Caitlin left with is an adult, then how could the stranger that Caitlin left with be a student also? And so, like I told y'all, how I have to clarify. I asked the question again. I got a no that time. So then I had to meditate, focus my attention directly, and ask in a sequence of threes to get the correct answer. And so the answer for, is the stranger Caitlin left with a student? I got the clear answer of no. I asked Spirit, did Caitlin leave with someone from school? I got a clear answer of no. I asked Spirit, did another student prevent Caitlin from getting on her school bus? I got a clear answer of no. So there was, like I said, there was, it wasn't like an actual one individual, actual person at the school that prevented Caitlin from getting on her bus. I believe it was an honest mistake. Just like I said, this was, a big school. It was a new school. She didn't know exactly where to go. She might have, there was a lapse in time type of thing. The halls were crowded. She was trying to hurry, but also didn't know which way to go, where to go exactly. And I believe by the time she got to go catch her bus was probably already gone type of thing. But I did get a clear answer from Spirit that there was no other student that prevented her from getting on her bus or getting to her bus. And she did not leave with a student from school, okay? I asked Spirit, did the kidnapper abduct Caitlin from the school? I specifically wanted to know, did this stranger, this kidnapper that took Caitlin, take her from school, from the school grounds? I got a clear answer of no. Okay? Which means that this kidnapper came into contact with her after she had left the school. I asked Spirit, did the kidnapper abduct Caitlin after she left walking from the school? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, how long had Caitlin been walking before she was taken? Spirit told me that Caitlin had been walking for approximately 20 minutes before she came into contact with the abductor. Before she came in contact with this abductor, she had been walking for about 20 minutes. I asked Spirit, which direction was Caitlin walking from the time that she left the school? Spirit told me she was walking east. So whichever direction, she was walking eastbound from the school. A straight shot east from her school is the direction that she was walking. She was walking east for about 20 minutes before this abductor made contact with her. Okay? I asked Spirit, what kind of vehicle was Caitlin abducted in? I specifically wanted to know the type of vehicle that Caitlin was abducted in. So I asked Spirit, car, truck, SUV, van, a sequence of vehicles like that. I got a clear answer of no on a car. I got a clear answer of no on a truck. I got a clear answer of no on a van. I got a clear answer of yes on an SUV. Okay? So let's backtrack. From the time that Caitlin left the school, she was walking 20 minutes east from the school when she was approached by the abductor in a SUV. Okay? I asked Spirit what color was the vehicle that Caitlin was abducted in. This vehicle, Spirit tells me that this vehicle, this SUV, was gray. I wanted to specifically know what color gray. Are we talking like, there's different shades of gray. It is a lightly colored gray. So it may be seen as like a gray or a silver to some people, but I specifically got gray from Spirit. Okay? She was walking from the time she left school. She was walking for about 20 minutes before the abductor made contact with her. She was walking eastbound from the school. The abductor was in a SUV that was gray and light color. It was a light color gray. I asked Spirit, what is the first letter of the name of the person that kidnapped Caitlin? Spirit gave me a clear answer of A. Whoever this abductor is, Spirit tells me that the first letter of his name is A. I asked so many times because I wasn't too sure about that, and I asked the question and then I was going to leave it off because I didn't want to be wrong about that, because when you get into detail like that, you need to be very sure. I'm very sure about the rest of my reading. So I specifically asked this question like so many times. And I kept going over and over and over again. I got a blockage when it came to his last name. I got the letter, but I wasn't really sure or confident about it like I am the first letter of his name. And so I began, what did I do with that? I began thinking of every A name that I possibly could. I said Al, Albert, Alan, Adam, Andre, Anthony, Ashton. I came up, I just literally started naming off names because the Most High, my spirit guides gave me A. And there's a certain way I have the alphabet down, and Spirit will give me a hit on a certain letter is how I'm able to get a letter on somebody's name. But on this, I specifically asked for the first letter in the abductor's name, and I got an A. I'm going to say this, and I asked multiple times, and I got a yes. Multiple times. Like I told you, I went down a long list. I think I moved the paper to show you all. I wrote down a long list of names once I was sure that the name began with an A. When I got to Andrew, I got a hit. For some reason, I got a hit on the abductor's name. First letter of his name is an A. And then I got a hit on the name Andrew. So, that is what Spirit is specifically telling me. that his name begins with the letter A, and then I got a hit on an Andrew for him. Okay. I asked Spirit, was there only one kidnapper or more than one kidnapper? I got a clear answer of yes from Spirit. There was only one abductor at the time that she was taken. But y'all need to listen very carefully, because this is going to get deeper. Only one abductor approached her. When the abductor, the stranger that stopped to talk to her, he was just by himself. That same stranger that offered her a ride, he was by himself. Okay? And this is the same stranger that kidnapped her. Okay? But he was by himself when this took place. Okay. I asked Spirit, what is the race of the abductor who kidnapped Caitlin? I asked this multiple times. I needed to be very sure. Now understand me. This is the person who abducted her. I just told you that he was alone when he apprehended her, when he got her, okay? So I'm specifically right now talking about the person who solely abducted her, okay? When I'm talking about someone else, I will let you know, which will be right after this. But I'm specifically speaking of the race of the kidnapper. I asked Spirit, was the person black? I got no. I asked Spirit, was the person white? I got no. I asked Spirit, was the person Latina of Spanish descent? I got no. I asked Spirit, was the person Asian? I got no. I asked Spirit, was the person Mexican? I got yes. I asked Spirit, was the person other of any other race? I got a no. Okay? What I need you to understand about this, the reason why I said that like that is because the person that approached Caitlin, that abducted Caitlin, he was alone, but he works for someone else. Listen to me, okay? The person that abducted Caitlin is a Mexican male, okay? I know this because I asked Spirit, are there other race individuals involved? I got a clear answer of yes. And I went through the races again, and I was told white. Okay? Then this person who is Caucasian, who is white, is the sex ring leader. This Mexican guy was the abductor, but he is working for this Caucasian white individual who is the sex ring leader. Okay? And I clearly have from Spirit, messages from Spirit, that the abductor is working for them. There is a network, a sex ring network in Atlanta. And specifically, the one that I'm making reference to, it is the leader of that sex ring is white. But the person that abducted Caitlin on the day that she went missing is a Mexican. Okay? I asked Spirit, was this kidnapping set up by Caitlin's father? I got a clear answer of yes. Whatever plans that was made, whatever organizing or planning or setup that went along with this disappearance of Caitlin, her father is fully aware of it. Her father is in connection with the other people, with what took place, with what happened. I asked Spirit, does Caitlin's mother know that her husband set up the kidnapping of their daughter? I have a clear answer of yes. And I specifically feel this because, I got a clear answer of yes, but it's not in the same way. It's not in the same way with the father. She knows that this has happened, of course. She knows that her husband is behind this and what happened to her daughter. Y'all have to understand, this woman is afraid of her husband. So whatever he say, go, type of thing. You understand? That's how controlling and abusive he is. So I can't say that she knows because, she was for all this or in on all this. She's a part of this, and she knows. And she has gone along with the setup and all of this, but I feel it's because she's been made to. If y'all understand that. And it's because of her husband. She is afraid of her husband. And I asked Spirit that. I actually asked Spirit that. That was the next question. Is Caitlin's mother, Angela, afraid of her husband, Roger? I got a clear answer of yes. That woman is afraid of her husband. I'm telling you, he is very controlling. He has a temper. Y'all, I'm telling you. When I show y'all him, you should understand. That woman is afraid of him. So much so that she ain't gonna talk back. That she ain't gonna question his power, his authority, his decisions, his nothing. She's afraid of him. I asked Spirit, do the powers that be know about this setup and is involved in the cover-up? I got a clear answer of yes. I asked Spirit, are the abductors planning to pimp out Caitlin in the underground sex trade? I got a clear answer of yes. This is how she was sacrificed. This is what she was sacrificed for. Caitlin was abducted, was taken, was kidnapped. Specifically, although this was a setup, the sacrifice on her is the fact that she has now been sold out to the satanic powers that be, and they are going to use her for the purposes of the underground sex trade. I asked Spirit, was the original abductor working for a bigger sex ring? I just explained that to y'all up there. I got a clear answer from Spirit of yes. So you see how sometimes, like, I'll ask her a question and I'll get an answer of something, and then I'll ask basically the same thing but in a different way, worded differently, because if I got the wrong answers, then it would come up differently. You see what I mean? But when I get clear answers, clear-cut answers, I know that it was accurate from when I asked something before. So the abductor, he is like a foot soldier. So just think about this, if you will. You have in the hood they're called weight men. Okay? Or you can think of it in the terms of, say, the cartel. Okay? Either way it goes, say you've got a weight man. You've got a person that is a big drug dealer. He's the prominent drug dealer of a certain area. Well, he's got others that sell the dope for him, which are called foot soldiers. So he issues each of them out a certain amount of drugs, and they go out and sell it for him in different areas and bring the money back to him. Okay? This is a situation like that. The abductor is not working for himself. You understand what I'm saying? He did not abduct Caitlin because he wanted to. He did not abduct Caitlin because this was, his own twisted fantasy, just to snatch up some girl. And he may be into that type of thing. I mean, like, why would you be a part of such a thing if you're not into that type of thing? But the fact of the matter is, the point that I'm trying to make to you all is that he is working for a sex ring. He is working for a big sex ring that is in Atlanta, which means the leaders of this sex ring is his employer. I don't care if they would have sent him out to get anything, anybody. That the leader of that sex ring is his employer. So this abductor was specifically sent to kidnap Kaylin. Do you understand? So when he abducted her, when he kidnapped her, it was not necessarily for himself. He was to kidnap her and take her to the leader of the sex ring, right? I asked Spirit, did Caitlin's parents sell her to the powers that be that runs the sex ring? Or actually, I'm sorry. I said, did Caitlin's parents, yeah, I said that right. Did Caitlin's parents sell her to the powers that be sex ring? Because you know that these satanic powers that be are the real ones who run these huge sex rings and things. They are the ones who make millions and billions of dollars off these operations. Y'all didn't know that, right? Oops, if you didn't. Well, now you know. I got a clear answer from Spirit of yes. Okay? So, Caitlin's parents did sell their daughter out to these powers that be. Okay? And these powers that be, specific use of her is in this sex ring, okay? And I asked Spirit, why did they sell out their daughter to the sex ring? Was it for financial gain? And I got a clear answer of yes. Okay? I asked, are Caitlin's parents sellouts to these satanic powers that be? I got a clear answer of yes. So I'm kind of reluctant to say, well, they are husband and wife. They are a couple. They are as one. I'm not sure if Caitlin's mother, Angela, is in the work field, is in the workforce or whatever. She could be a house mother. She could work. But I know the father does. Because there's, at the beginning of the broadcast, they tell you that there's a $2,000 reward for any information about or for the, the return of Caitlin Winchester. And the news anchor guy goes on to say, but that is believed to go up later because of the father's work, like the father's job said that they would probably donate some more money to raise the reward up for any information, which is highly suspicious indeed. So as I always say with these situations, that was the end of the reading, guys. That was a lot. I'm sorry about the pause. I don't know where they've got this girl at exactly. Actually, I could ask Spirit that. But I was about to say, I'm not sure where they got her at exactly. But I feel like I feel like she has been screaming for a long time. I really, or something, because like my voice just seems like, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, So I'm just going to go over this brief overview again. If anybody see this young lady, of course you would need to tell your local authorities, find somebody that can help, um, because she's an endangered individual at this point in time. Um, and it's likely to be a very dangerous situation if you did see her and try to rescue her or something on your own. Her name is Caitlin Winchester. She is 14 years old. She was a ninth grader. This was her first day of school at North Atlanta High School, which is in Atlanta. She is 5 foot 5'5". She is of mixed race. Like I said, she arrived at school that day. She was seen all throughout the day at school. She was seen leaving the school. She did not catch her bus like she was supposed to after school. And I told you that she was possibly spotted walking near North Side Parkway and Mount Perrin Road, which my spirit guides kind of led me to believe that that was false. If anybody have any information pertaining to Caitlin Winchester, you may want to contact the Atlanta Fulton County authorities or the police force with any information that you may have. As I told you before, the FBI is involved, so I'm pretty sure every state have a local FBI unit available, so I'm pretty sure there's a way for you to contact your FBI if you do not feel comfortable with contacting the Atlanta Police in Fulton County. You can do that as well if you happen to see her somewhere. If you see her, somebody transporting her, you see her in distress in some kind of way. Like I said, as of today, she has been missing for 10 days now. Everybody know that, time is of the essence when young people come up missing. If you all notice, there are more and more people on the daily basis. I'm doing these readings for a reason. I have been led by Spirit. I told you I'm led by Spirit. I have been led by Spirit to do these readings for a reason. Okay? Many of you know that I am a targeted individual, so I am making it since they are making it their business to target me, I am making it my business to stress and to put in the face of everybody, to wake people up, to realize just how many people go missing every single day. I've told you time and time again, there are on average 800,000, okay, individuals, predominantly children, who go missing every year, okay? Not every decade, every year. At some point you got to care, or will you not care until it's your kid? Until it's your niece, your nephew, your cousin. Until it's one of your family members or a friend of yours' kid. Will it not matter until it hits your doorstep, until it hit home? So as long as they put forth this endless effort to invade and violate my privacy and my human rights, since they're using taxpayers' dollars to target American citizens, I'm not going to waste my time worrying about wicked people in high places. I'm not going to waste my time worrying about satanic, demonic, and Masonic individuals who are filled with dark matter. I'm going to use my time to expose just how many women and children go missing every year, and your United States government isn't doing a damn thing about it. No, but they're coming up with new and improved ways to chip you, to clone you, to control you, to manipulate you, to invade you, to violate you. Oh, they got all kinds of ways to do that. They've got a million different ways to kill you every single day. See, this is what they put money into, how to destroy the human population. That's what your United States government care about, destroying the human population. That's why there's poisons and toxins and chemicals in your food, in your water, in your air. This wickedness is around you every single day. And meanwhile, while you're either being entertained or distracted, 800,000 children are going missing every year, every day practically. We are hearing about another child that has vanished and gone missing. Not a suspect, not a clue, not a lead, nothing. No body, no case. And then it just becomes cold until the next one comes up missing. And this just keeps on happening. And nobody is giving a damn. Nobody is giving a damn that people are being snatched off the street, losing their lives. And the 800,000 number I gave you, do you know that is only the number of children? Missing and exploited children is 800,000. That means it's about 2 to 300,000 more whom are teenagers and adults that goes missing. That means there's well over 1 million persons altogether that goes missing every year. Do you know that's only the missing? That's not even the dead. How often do we hear of people being killed? How often do we hear of people killing their own children? Their own children. See, those are sacrifices too. I'm going to expose that and put more of that on blast too. Because people, y'all are thinking that these are just random phenomenons. These are random occurrences. That just happens every once in a while. Oh, and how awful is that? But you just go on with your life, huh? After all, it's not your business. It's nothing for you to worry about, right? Every day, somebody is coming up missing and somebody is popping up dead. When in the hell are you going to care? When in the hell are you going to care? Why doesn't it matter to you that your government want to kill off and destroy all of humanity, take off to space and create a new race? Why don't that bother you? Your government wants to chip you so they can program you, so they can control you like a computer, and that don't bother you? These are things that's going on every day, people, and nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody blindly assumes that your government has your best interests at heart, huh? Yeah, right. There is wickedness in high places to the likes of which you have never even seen before. Oh, but it's getting close. You will. Because the end is not near. It's here. And it's high time that people rise up. Because many of you late waking up. It's time to rise up now. You either going to do or you going to die. But these things are serious. These things are going on in the world, all over the world, every single day. And it just amazes me how many people don't give a damn. But, what I figured out is why it seems like the majority of the people don't give a damn is because the majority of you are sellouts. So y'all down for the six. You down with them powers that be. They don't give a damn about you nowhere. So are your incentives worth it? Is your greed and your materialism Whatever success and progression you seeking, was it worth it? Your positions, your titles, your roles, your financial gain, was it worth it? Well, hundreds of thousands of people go missing every single day, every single year. While people are dying on the daily basis. While your United States government is killing you softly. Is it worth it? Nevertheless, people, these are the things that bothers me. So like I said, honey, as long as the United States government deems it necessary to stalk and harass me, to illegally invade and violate me, and make me a targeted individual, then you know what? I'm going to use my strength and my energy and the power and ability that the Most High put in me to put something of importance on everybody's mind. To wake up the sleeple sheeple before it's too late. Or before somebody get in their mind and convince them to sell out. But as I always say, it seems to amaze me that the government, these satanic powers that be, the witches, the sellouts, the gang stalkers, just to name a few, can use endless amounts of time, resources, money, and energy to target, stalk, harass, invade, violate, torture, and terrorize American citizens. Yet they put forth no effort. They don't put forth the same energy to find missing women and exploited children. But they supposedly so smart. They supposedly all seeing and all knowing. Oh, they're so illuminated, ain't they? Is it in fact that your government is behind all of these missing persons? Is it in fact true that your government are the very individuals who are making millions of billions of dollars off this sinister operation? Perhaps. I believe so. Nevertheless, for as long as I am a target, I'm going to make the world aware just how many of us are being set up and sacrificed every single day. So you all, I am going to show you this clip really quick. Give me just a minute, please.
Thank you. Right now, if I take a look at your screen, this is new video of a missing 14-year-old girl. Caitlin Winchester has not been seen since last Thursday, and she also hasn't spoken to her parents during that time at all. CBS 46's Adam Murphy joining us live right now outside of North Atlanta High School, where Caitlin was last seen. And Adam, there's also a significant reward to find Caitlin in this case.
Hi there, Tracy. I got off the phone with Crime Stoppers a short time ago. They said that reward is $2,000 at the moment for any information leading to Caitlin's whereabouts when she left North Atlanta High School. That reward could go up a little bit higher. I understand her father's company may contribute as well. Regardless, time is of the essence here to find this missing 14-year-old girl. Day 3 is in the books at North Atlanta High School. And 9th grader Caitlin Winchester is still missing.
It's gutting. Just a sadness for the family. It's makes my heart hurt for them.
Laura LaHiff said her daughter is classmates with Caitlin, and news of her disappearance has brought everyone together.
Absolutely that we are here for them. We are ready to mobilize, we're ready to get boots on the ground, we're ready to distribute flyers, we're ready to knock on doors, ready to do whatever it is that they would like us to do.
This video shows Caitlin arriving at school last Thursday. This photograph shows her leaving. Her parents said she did not board her assigned bus as originally thought and has not been seen since.
And if she is out there, we've always told her, we said no matter what.
Now these are the parents, y'all. Look how her dad's looking. You're going to see on here how the mom, this is the mom, Angela Winchester. The dad, he didn't even speak, so they didn't even give his name. And I had to get his name from watching this other clip. But this is what I want to show you. Look at his face. You see how his jaws are tensed up? You see how the dent in the chin, how his lips are, I can tell he's gritting his teeth. His eyes are spaced out. He's got this blank stare on his face. You all can't see. On his shirt, it looks like a bunny right here. He's got on like this polo style shirt, okay? This is like a white rabbit or white bunny on his shirt. Underneath that bunny on his shirt is the skull and bones. Like the cross bones. What in the hell kind of shirt is that, bro? Like, really? Dude, there is something very sinister, very wicked, very evil about this man. I'm telling you, he is not right. Like, look at him. I couldn't even make this up. The parent, you see the mother, she's bubbly, she's outspoken, she's talking direct about it. Neither one of them seems sad or emotional about their daughter being missing and all of this. You can clearly tell that he forced her to do all the talking. This guy literally says nothing in this interview. He literally sits there, stares off into space. He's got his face balled all up, like he's angry, he's upset. Y'all, come on. I can't even make it up, bro. When I seen him, my spirit, immediately moved. I'm like, something is not right with the father. But, I wasn't going to prejudge. I wrote side note, and I just put down all the things that I noticed about him. Look how this guy is looking. And you can tell her mother was forced to do all the talking. This woman clearly looks scared. One of her left eye looks all red and swollen, like she was slapped in the face or hit in the face or something. You all can't tell, but for those of you that's on YouTube, you can go to this channel, because I am subscribed to this channel, which is like the Atlanta news channel, and it's 46 news channel down there, okay? Is how I even seen this clip. And I'm like, something is not right with the dad. Like, you can clearly, I wish I can get this closer for you all to see that symbol that is on his shirt. But if you go to Atlanta's 46 news channel, you can find this. You'll see the girl Caitlin Winchester in the story about her. There's actually 2 different clips. And this was just put up last week. They did this last week. So it won't be hard to find. Just look in the little history of their videos and you can find it, okay? But I want you to see this sinister symbolism that is on his shirt, y'all. It's it looks like a white rabbit. Because I'm gonna tell you what it actually looks like. It looks like the skeleton face, like the skull and bone skeleton face, but the skeleton face look like it's got bunny rabbit ears on it. So it literally looks like a skeleton of a bunny rabbit with the ears sticking up, right? And then, but up underneath that is the skull and bones, the bones, the cross bones that makes the X with the bones. That's what's on his damn shirt. I'm like, where do you buy that kind of shirt at? Like, is this a new trend? Is this a new style? Like, nobody sent out the bullets in the memo or what? Like, something is seriously up with him, okay? Bruh, but...
No questions asked, just reach out to us, tell us where you are, you'll never be in trouble, we love you.
The Winchesters said the FBI and APS police are now investigating potential leads, including reports that she may have been spotted walking near the intersection of Northside Parkway and Mount Perrin Road.
It's horrifying. It's truly horrifying. Want things to be restored back to how they were. It was such a promising start to high school.
And it's so crazy because, let me go back a bit. Hold on, y'all. This lady here is so crazy because I'm going to tell you how they do their signs and symbolisms. You just seen the parents. They aren't even tearful. They're not crying. They're not upset. This woman here, she's just a good crisis actor, okay? Now, this is supposed to be a parent of one of the other students at the school. So, obviously, she's got a daughter that goes to school with Caitlin, okay? This is Caitlin's first day at the school. This was a new school for her. She was just starting 9th grade. She was just going to high school, okay? So, for them to get a more in-depth interview with a complete stranger that's supposedly the parent to some other kid, which they don't show, lets me know that she's a crisis actor. Now, the whole time they're doing the interview, if you notice, they right up close and personal in her face. Like the camera's right there. Like it was more space between them and the parents when they was doing their interview. This lady here, she not only can easily cry, because this is actually a good crisis actor here. She can easily cry. But the entire interview with her talking, and she said some things that sounded pretty good. If you heard the person, you were like, oh, this is a person that really cares. Oh, she has a really warm, kind, nice heart. Wow, this is really... But ask yourself, why would she be more emotionally upset about this than her parents? You didn't even see her parents shed a tear. The husband, the wife is literally a battered woman. I'm telling you. The woman, look at this video for yourself from YouTube. This woman's left eye is red all around the eye. She was slapped or hit or something by that man. She is scared to death of that man. And you can tell she was made to speak bubbly and up and outspoken. You can tell, man. I'm telling you. I know a battered woman when I say they act different when they are around their abusers. This woman here, she cries on cue. From the moment they said action with the camera, she started crying. Now, this woman ain't even in no relation to Caitlin. She claims to have a daughter that go to school with Caitlin. And do you see? She keeps rubbing her eye, the one eye, doing the one eye symbolisms, and she's throwing, the way she's wiping the eye, she's subliminally throwing up the 3 6s, the 666, and she's wiping her eye. Y'all gotta understand these signs and symbolisms. They everywhere, baby. That girl was a setup. That girl is a sacrifice. They know it.
How they were. It was such a promising start to high school.
It was a promising start.
I'd like to add to this that I did speak with security.
Look, she said it was such a promising start to high school. Really? It was the first day. How did you know it was promising? Like, really? Gee, thanks for that bit of information, ma'am.
Security at Mount Perrin Church was just up the road here and asked them if they had any footage, surveillance footage of Caitlin. They said they did not see her on any of their cameras. I've also been in touch on my phone with the father of Caitlin, and Roger told me that at this point in time he has received some information from the FBI that there appear to be some updates, but they are currently working on them. As soon as we have any new information, we'll share it with you. We're live in Atlanta. Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Y'all, I'm telling you, it's not right. Like, seriously. Okay, guys, there were only 2 different clips that I could find of this as far as the news, reporting this. Here is the other one. It's only like 2 minutes or so long, so it's not long at all. But I just want you to see the different individuals that they have that speak, and all the different signs and symbolisms. This is another broadcast. They have other news anchors that's at this time doing it. The other one was earlier in the day. You can tell this is like the night crew that's coming to work, and they're speaking about it. This guy clearly has his hands here in this Masonic symbolism. The Masons, they do this handshake like this, where, you know, it's like they do it over like this. That's how he's holding his hands. You just got to know these signs and symbolisms, guys, to know what we're dealing with. This evil is everywhere. But listen.
An Atlanta high school student vanishes on the first day of school.
Okay. You see this guy here? You see the news anchor here? This is how they subtly do things. I'm showing you all these signs and symbolisms. That way when you see it again, you'll know what it looked like. Okay. Now, everybody, a lot of times you see the celebrities, mainly they throw up this, okay? They throw it up either like this. Most of the time they do it like this, okay? Now, when you have people in power, say your government officials, say your news broadcasters and things, they do it subtly. So this guy, he's holding like the remote to control the little screen you see there. So he's got the two fingers back, and he's got the first finger and the pinky finger sticking out some, and this hand here. You see it? He's throwing up the Baphomet hand, but he's holding it down like that. So to those that don't have the trained eye, you wouldn't know that he's doing it. But he's clearly doing it. That's them devil horns. That's them Baphomet horns there that he's throwing up. But I'm going to let you listen to what he's got to say. They're reporting on this. But you see these signs and symbolisms because you know, these people know clearly what happened to her. They know she was a sacrifice. They know this was a setup. This girl has been trafficked. There will be nothing will come of what happened to her where she's at. She has been trafficked. She has been sold to these satanic powers that be, and they are going to use her for the purposes of the underground sex trade. I kid you not.
Tonight there is still no sign of Caitlin Winchester. CBS 46's Jamie Kennedy is in Atlanta with what her family is saying about some new leads.
Is his Masonic hands on?
Yeah, good evening, Rick. Everyone are very hopeful to be finding Caitlin Winchester very soon. She was last seen, her parents say, walking along this north side parkway here towards Mount Paran Road. The community really rallying around the family, handing out flyers online and in person. Everyone just doing what they can to try and find this teenager. The North Atlanta high school community is still coming to terms with 14-year-old Caitlin Winchester's disappearance. It's crazy, like, how fast something like that can happen. It's a really tough situation to deal with, personally.
This guy here showing you more symbolisms and how they, hold on guys, how they show certain symbolisms. If you see here, this guy, he's got a rose on the side of his outfit. If you notice, the entire outfit that he has on is black and white. Everybody knows that the black and white are masonry colors. They use the black, and usually you'll see like any black and white, but most of the time like you see a lot of them do things on the black and white Masonic checkerboard floor type of thing. Many of the Freemasons do their rituals and their initiations and different things in their lodges. They have the black and white checkerboard floor. Well, when you see people like this that have the black and white, that's what this symbolism is. You see it a lot of time amongst, you know, people in power, celebrities and everything. They show a lot of the symbolisms in their videos. I've spoken about this before, what the rose mean. Of course, like I said, he has on the black and white Masonic colors. Okay, the rose is there's like this order. It's called Order of the Rose. Okay, so it's something else that is amongst the elites, amongst these secret societies, amongst people in power. Okay, and usually they will have some type of rose, a pendant or something on them to, you know, identify one another that they are Order of the Rose. Many of them that have the private planes and different things, they have these roses that have been embedded into the seats and different things. And You know, you have the black rose, the white rose, the red rose, and different things. These are all different things that is used for people who are under mind control, who may be under MK Ultra, who may be under some type of programming, like your beta sex kidding programming, like your monarch programming, and things like that. But when you see that rose, a lot of times it means the order of the rose. Okay, they use that symbolism for a lot of their sex slaves. Okay, in so many words. But the black and white is clear masonry symbolism.
Because I take the bus and it's like that could have been me. And I could be missing my family right now, so like it's a really sad situation.
It's now been 4 days since Winchester was last seen. Video shows Winchester arriving at school last Thursday, and this picture shows her leaving the school the same day. Her parents say she did not catch her assigned bus that day, and no one has seen or heard from her since. The community says they are ready to help in any way possible.
We are ready to mobilize, we're ready to get boots on the ground, we're ready to distribute flyers, we're ready to knock on doors, we're ready to ask people questions. We're ready to do whatever it is that they would like us to do.
Multiple agencies are working to find the 14-year-old. Students say many have been sharing missing posters over social media and say the school did make an announcement over the intercom.
They just said they would look up for her type stuff.
Okay, and these is clearly random students or random individuals that they stopped and spoke to, but I'm telling you, it just don't have to be adults that sell out. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of younger people have been recruited into a lot of these things. With this guy, you see him in the black, but what's prominent about him is you see him with the blonde hair. The blonde hair is something the satanic powers that be use as well. It lets these elites that's in the know, those who are in the know, those who have an eye to see and have clear understanding, just like when they see the black and white, they know that this is somebody, that is under the order of masonry and different things like that. When you see people with blonde hair that has been dyed blonde, a lot of times it's symbolism for mind control. The individual has been placed under mind control. That they are being, everything they're saying, everything they're doing is scripted. They're coached. They're brainwashed. They are under forms of mind control. A lot of times you see this with your celebrities. If you see a person who, all of a sudden they're wearing blonde hair and blonde wigs all of a sudden and things like that, that's a symbol that they use when they place a lot of those celebrities back under mind control and different things like that, to let the higher up elites that's in the shadows know, hey, they're under mind control. That we got this type of programming or that type of programming on them, and it's how they quietly, subliminally speak with each other. And those who aren't in the know, they won't recognize these signs and symbolisms. They won't know these things. But these are clear things that they are showing in a lot of this. You can look at his eyes. You see how he's just kind of spaced out. He's just looking randomly out, nowhere, while he's giving this interview, supposedly talking to this person. And ask yourself something. When something is going on, ask yourself, who in the hell is the first on the scene to be seen? Who wants to be front and center, standing, waiting, and ready to give some interview on camera with the news media? Okay, so you clearly know that these news people, they have spoken to these people prior, giving them a certain script to say, or say this or don't say that, or blah blah blah. A lot of people need to be aware as well. Your news media stations, they are bought, sold, and paid for, okay, by your elite powers that be. They can't report on nothing that they ain't told to report on, because they are being controlled by these powers that be. Okay, so a lot of these stories and different things that we hear about and we see is being put on display for a reason. It's being done so that way on purpose, but all of your news media stations are sellouts, okay? This boy, just like the other one, clear masonry symbolisms, the rose. This boy, he got on all black. He's got the blonde hair though. Straight mind control.
There was police outside of the state and stuff, and stuff.
all searching for any clue.
It's kind of crazy because it was like the first day of school and then she was gone. She should be able to go home and tell like her family how her day was, but instead she's missing and nobody knows where she is.
You hear that? It's kind of crazy. He said it's kind of crazy. It was like the first day of school and then she was like gone. This lets you know that this young lady was being watched and was being targeted well before this day. Well before this day. That day came that she disappeared and went missing. I guarantee you, she was.
So we spoke to the Mount Paran Church, which is just up the road here from the school, and their security says that none of their cameras, unfortunately, caught the teenager on their footage. And we also spoke to the family today, and the father says that the FBI is looking at some leads. They're hopeful that will lead to Caitlin Winchester. Live in Atlanta, Jamie Kennedy, CBS 46 News.
Okay, you all. Okay, you all. Well, that concludes the reading for Caitlin Winchester. As I always tell you all, take care of yourself, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I do hope everyone is doing well and feeling well. And as I always tell you, peace, love, and light. Namaste.